So the other day I got an order from my Etsy store and it was about $350 or $360.
This is amazing.
And my first thought was, this is absolutely amazing. This is a pretty big order. But then I got to thinking about one other thing. I have another Etsy store that I'm actually about to shut down because it's not really making that much money. Every once in a while, you get a couple sales here and there. Sometimes you get a good amount of sales, but it doesn't really make a lot of money.
I don't see a lot of money here.
And I'm talking about digital products. I've gotten to the point where I'm not going to be drop shipping digital products anymore. Or I'm pretty sure that you've all heard of it, digital drop shipping. So I'm not going to be selling any more digital products on my Etsy store. The reason is simply because there's no money in it. While yes, you can make a little bit of money in it. You can make some pretty good money, actually. I'm not gonna lie. You can make some pretty good money with digital drop shipping, but your profit margins are never gonna be what they are with your traditional form of drop shipping. Look, selling digital products it's a good business, but there's not a lot of money in it. You can make a good amount of money on it, but you need to be, for one, original, and two, you need to be offering a lot.
That's a lot of product.
Now stick with me here because I'm going to elaborate on this a little bit further on in the video. But to kick things off, the first thing that I am going to mention is the fact that when it comes to physical products, you're always going to have a higher profit margin. Now with those physical products, you're not going to have a 60 or 70% profit margin. That's unrealistic sometimes, but you are going to have higher profit margins than you are going to have with digital products. So let's assume that you have maybe a 30% profit margin. 30% of $20 is going to be a lot more than, let's say, 50% of a digital product, which would be $1 or maybe at most $5.
True. That's true. Very true.
Now, because we are talking about designs, I'm going to be talking about print on demand rather than actually drop shipping. And the reason I'm talking about print on demand is because here at AutoDS, we are going to be releasing print on demand very, very soon, if it's not released already by the time that you watch this video. So when it comes to print on demand, on average, profit margins are going to be about 30%, which is pretty good. Let's take, for example, a t-shirt. So assuming you sell a t-shirt for $25 through print on demand and your profit margin is in fact 30%, then you're going to be making about $7.50 per sale. Now, let's say you're selling that same exact design, but instead of selling it on a physical product like a t-shirt, you're going to be selling the digital file. How much are you going to be selling it for? Well, that's going to depend on what you're offering. Are you going to offer just that one design? Are you going to offer it in a JPEG? Are you going to offer it in a PNG? Are you going to offer it in an SVG? Are you going to offer it in multiple sizes? Are you only going to offer one design? This all factors into the price. So take, for example, most images on Etsy are going to come in about 4 or 5 different file formats and most likely different sizes. So let's say you have one design. You're going to have to split that design into multiple different types of designs when it comes to size and when it comes to file format. That is going to add more time to what you have to do to actually create the design. Now, imagine you want to sell a design for $10 or $15. You can't just sell one. You're gonna have to sell multiple. And I'm talking about the same design in different sizes or different file formats. I'm talking about different designs in multiple file formats with multiple sizes. That, as you can tell, is gonna take a long time. It's gonna take you a long time to start producing all of those different designs. So let's say you sell 10 designs for about $15, maybe. Those same 10 designs, if you take those designs and you put them on t-shirts, you're gonna be making a lot more money selling just one individual shirt.
That makes a lot of sense.
Now think about when somebody purchases something for, let's say, a party. If somebody purchases one of your designs as a digital download, so that way they can print it out on an invitation, they're only going to purchase it once and print it out as many times as they want. Now, if you're selling the physical invitation, let's say you have a print on demand store and you're selling physical invitations, you can sell bulk invitations. Again, you're going to be selling a lot more and you're going to be making a lot more money. So in this case, digital products are actually very easily stolen. A lot of the times, they don't even have to purchase it from you to be able to resell it themselves. Trust me, there's a lot of people that can just go to your Etsy store, check out the preview, copy it, fix it up just a little bit, and boom, they have your design. So digital products are extremely easy to steal. Whether or not you have a watermark on there, honestly, in this day and age, you can Photoshop a watermark out pretty easily.
Well, obviously, anybody can.
But if you're selling the physical products, let's say you're selling the invitations, they're not going to really be able to steal that. What they're going to have to do is they're going to have to purchase one of them, they're going to have to scan it, redo it, maybe even just create the whole design from scratch, and at the end of the day, that's obviously not worth it. So selling digital products, when it comes to something like, let's say, bulk orders, is not really going to be very efficient. When you're selling physical products for bulk orders, then we're talking money. Now, of course, certain different digital products are going to cost more than others. So you can make a wedding template and sell it for maybe $6 or $7, $10 versus a very basic image that you can sell for maybe $2 or $3. But again, it's going to have to be unique. It's not going to have to be the same as all of the other ones that you find on Etsy or on any other digital download store. You have to be unique with your digital items in order for people to actually purchase them. Of course, same thing goes for your print on demand items, but you're going to have a higher chance of selling a physical product than you would digital products. And the simple reason behind this is the fact that a physical product is tangible. You can actually hold a physical product. You can't hold a digital product. If I purchase an image, I can't hold it unless I print it. Now, if I purchase a physical product, then obviously this I can easily hold. There's more perceived value in something that you can actually hold versus a digital item that can't be held. And yeah, this is actually my Charizard Pikachu that I got in New York. Don't hate, okay? Don't hate. So physical products at the end of the day are a lot easier sold than a digital product. Again, because a physical item is tangible. You can hold it in your hands. Therefore, the consumer is going to perceive it as having a higher value.
Apparently, they think it's more valuable.
Now, I have come across this argument before where people say, well, a physical product is going to cost me $10 every single time that I make a sale versus a digital product. It's only going to cost me a little bit of time and maybe the fees associated with actually selling it. So it's a lot cheaper to sell a digital product than it is a physical product. Well, you're 100% right, but that doesn't mean that you're going to be making more money with a digital product than you would with a physical product. Now, honestly, does, let's say, $14 or $15 really sound that bad when you're going to be making $7.50, taking the example from before, or maybe even a little bit more, versus selling a digital item that you're selling for maybe $3 or $4. And when it comes to fees, you're going to be paying about $1.50 in fees, so you're only going to be making $1.50. I would rather spend $15 and make $8 than spend $1.50 and only make another $1.50.
I second that.
So what people try to get at with that is the fact that they start to think that selling digital items can be a lot more passive than selling physical items. And that is 100% true if you're creating the item yourself. If you're drop shipping the item or if you're using print on demand, it's pretty much just as passive. You're not going to be printing the shirt on your own. You're not going to be printing the cups on your own. You're using print on demand. So at the end of the day, you're not doing any of the work. Everything is being fulfilled by the supplier, from production to shipment and fulfillment. Now, every once in a while, there is going to have to be something that you have to do, or maybe you have to edit a shipping label. Maybe you have to change something small in a design or something like that. But at the end of the day, it's not that bad. It's only going to take a few seconds, maybe even just a few minutes at most. And it's going to be worth putting in that little bit of time to do that little bit of extra work so that way you can make some extra money. Because again, you're going to be making more money with physical products than you are with digital products. So don't let anybody tell you that a digital product is going to be more passive than a physical product. So take into consideration, let's say, drop shipping. When it comes to drop shipping, for the most part, what ends up happening is when somebody places an order in your store, you're going to have to then go to your supplier's website and place the order for your customer. That is going to be the most hands-on thing that you have to do in the entire process. And even then, you can automate that, so you don't even have to do that. If you're using AutoDS, AutoDS is going to automate the entire thing for you.
Yeah, everything's automated.
From the product importing to the order fulfillment and even updating the marketplace with the tracking number. At the end of the day, you don't have to do anything except look for new products. In the case of dropshipping. In the case of print on demand, it's just going to be making more designs to make more mock-ups to be able to offer more products. Remember, the passive part of the entire process is going to be when somebody places the order. Actually coming up with the item or coming up with a design, there you are always going to have to put in a little bit of work, or even better, a lot of bit of work, so you can actually be efficient at what you're doing. Me personally, I've sold both physical and I've sold digital products. And I have to say, I've made a lot more money selling physical products.
A lot of money.
But again, I'm not gonna lie, there is money in digital products. You just have to do it the right way. You have to take the time to create sets. You have to take the time to make those sets in various different sizes and various different file formats. So as you can see, the time does start to take a lot longer. Now, let me give you a bonus about selling physical products, whether that's print on demand or drop shipping, or even fulfilling the items yourself. You have the option for rewards. Now, what do I mean by rewards? Who's going to reward me for selling? Well, your credit card company will. If you have the option to apply for a credit card that can reward you, then why not do it? At the end of the day, the money that you're spending, you're going to be making back. So what you can do is pay for your products or pay for your print on demand items or pay for your credits on AutoDS to be able to auto order, pay it with a credit card that has rewards. And then when you get your profit, pay off that credit card and then just keep your profit safe. What this is going to end up doing is it's just going to keep using your credit card over and over, and it's not going to keep increasing the balance because you're going to keep paying it off. And every single time you use it, you're going to be earning rewards, whether that be in the form of points or in the form of cash back or whatever form of reward it is. You're going to be getting something back for just using that card. And remember, at the end of the day, you're not going to pay back anything extra because you're going to be paying off your card at the end of the month. That's the part that's crucial. Make sure you pay off that card. Don't say, oh, I'll pay it next month, and then next month turns into the month after, and then the month after turns into the month after, and then next thing you know, you have a $10,000 balance. Don't do that. Pay responsible, pay off at the end of the month with what you make, and only use that card for business purchases as well. Make sure that whatever you use that card for, you're able to pay it off. Just a quick little bonus that I found is extremely helpful and can really help you out down the line with either buying new things or simply just having a little bit of time off. Look, like I said earlier, selling digital products isn't a bad business, but don't expect to make a ton of money really fast with digital products. The profit margins are never going to be as big as they are with a physical product, and to make as much money with a digital product than you would with a physical product, of course, depending on the product itself and depending on the design, you're going to have to do about maybe 10 times the work because you're going to have to be offering 10 times the value, whether that be in sizes, file formats, or actual designs. But if you are really good at designing, if you're an artist, if you know how to draw, if you know how to make custom work, then you can definitely make a lot of money with digital products. At the end of the day, the way I see it is to each their own.
Teach their own, you know?
Sometimes something is going to work for you, other times it's not going to work for you. What works for me will not always work for you, and that's okay. Just remember, don't knock it till you try it. Try both, see what works best for you. Pretty sure you're going to be going with physical products rather than digital because, again, it's easier to sell and you have a higher profit margin, but that's up to you. Make sure you check it out, make sure you see which one you prefer best, and spend a little bit of time on both. Don't just try it for maybe a week and say, this didn't work. Remember, in order to actually get started in something and to start to succeed in it, you need to keep going. 1 week, 2 weeks, 2 months, that's not enough. You need to keep going, keep trying. If something's not working, switch it up, switch up your marketing, switch up the products, switch up the designs, because only then is when you're actually going to find what works. If you keep trying to do the same thing over and over and it's not working, then it's just going to keep not working. And that's actually my quick take on why you should stop selling digital products on Etsy. But again, you can keep selling them if you really want to, especially if you're actually making money from it. Everything that I mentioned in this video is just my opinion, and it's all coming from personal experience. So if you did enjoy this video and enjoyed everything that I talked about, and you found any of this helpful, then please make sure you smash that like button. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button, ring that little bell notification so you don't miss out on any future dropshipping videos. And with that, my name is Mario with AutoDS, and I'll catch you guys next time.